I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We're
Do we need to
live,
clap for
everybody. Oh yeah, we do
are we
need to
live?
clap. Sorry, live audience. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. A little peek behind the curtain, folks.
That's how the sausage is made here in the cargo bay.
A big old clap sausage.
Big old clap sausage. You ready for our standard podcast intro?
Yeah. And if you folks want to hear the intro music, check this out over on the damn website.
Wherever you find your podcasts.
www.dam.com
/ the Cargo Bay Pod.
Cargo Bay Pod.
All right. Am I just going into it?
Yeah. You want me to give you a little bit of music?
Hello and welcome to the Cargo Bay, a Star Wars conversation podcast being transmitted to you from a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I am Brady C, here with my co-host, as always,
Adam B. How you doing out there, BC?
I am a good, and I hope that you are too.
That's honestly better than the Ewoks theme song, I think.
We are the that's gonna be stuck in my head for a while now.
I thought I would remember it, and then I woke up and it was straight out of my head. Yeah, I remembered there were a lot of E's.
That's the only thing that I remember, because I popped this on. I tried to watch this episode. Hey, show intro, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors, an Ewok adventure children's book based on Ewoks, the TV series, episode 4, To Save Deej. I hope that's clear enough for everybody.
That's right.
But to get myself prepped for Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors, the book, I tried to watch To Save Deej a couple weeks ago, and boy oh boy, I made it about 5 minutes after that theme song. I was like, I think I'm done for now. And the theme song is a banger by Taj Mahal, which is fantastic, American blues legend. But
they give him a lot of time for that intro song.
Really,
it's like maybe 2 minutes long.
It's a minute. Yeah, it's over a minute long, which it gives you a good base of what an Ewok is. And they say E a whole bunch in it, which is very memorable. But yeah, I finished the episode today. It's the book sticks pretty true to the source material. This is the rare case where the book is based on the television episode as opposed to the, movie or TV being based off of the original source material. It's
a novelization of a TV episode.
It's the children's novelization.
Man, that is quite a cover.
It's an amazing cover. The artwork, I don't want to get too deep into it just yet, but the artwork's pretty solid. Nice colors on this bad boy. Illustrated by Deborah Colvin Borgo. Shout out to Deborah Colvin Borgo.
That's a dope Star Wars name, honestly.
Yeah, she doesn't need to change her name for the Star Wars universe. Deborah Colvin Borgo.
Now,
what are you doing, Devin Colvin Borgo?
Devin. I'm trying to figure out who would play Devin Colvin Borgo. Probably just like Chris Bartlett again. It'd be one of those reoccurring creature actors.
Yeah.
Anyway, BC, I only watched the episode because you had to get your hands on this book from 1980 something, I assume.
1985, yep. Published 1985 by Random House.
And Return of the Jedi came out in 1983, is that right?
Indeed it did, yeah.
So, yeah, we still got Star Wars in the zeitgeist. Imagine a time where you couldn't have had Star Wars on home video, but you had this show being pumped into your house.
Those were the glory days, my friend. The glory days of fandom. Let's just wax nostalgic here for a little while. It is wild to think about media in the 80s, because now we have everything everywhere all at once whenever we want it. It was like a barren wasteland. You saw Star Wars in the movie theaters, and then it was gone. You didn't have the DVD. Home videos were still expensive. You might be able to go rent one from like your grocery store or something, but your best bet of getting your hands on some Star Wars content was your imagination, your Kenner action figures,
Uh
and waking up on Saturday morning and watching the
huh.
Ewoks.
Do you have any idea what network this aired on?
Ooh, very good question. I don't.
Uh, I
I I will look into it while you vamp a
Yeah,
little
I'll
bit.
wax a little further, and then I don't know. I think we're returning back to a time where it's harder to find where you want. I mean, I guess you can always get the Blu-ray or the DVD of what you're looking for, but the streaming services they do rip things down. They lose their licenses. You want to watch your favorite TV sitcom, and then it's suddenly kapoofed, and it's off of Netflix and on to Dingle Dangle or wherever. But yeah, I can't imagine what I would have done if this would have aired during my childhood, because I would have wanted to watch it because it was Star Wars, but also I think I would have had the pants bored off of me by this TV show. It is aimed at a very young audience, but kind of all the cartoons of this era, BC, I don't have nostalgia for them. I'll watch a Masters of the Universe or whatever for kicks here or there, but mostly it kind of bores me. The pacing is usually slow. The animation is real low budget.
Real dumpy animation, incredibly slow and weird, just in the writing and the pacing of the episode.
Yeah.
This did originally air on ABC,
Wow.
with its companion show Droids.
Wow.
So,
Droids I like a lot better from what I've seen. I've only seen this one episode of Ewoks. Droids is weirder. And there's more room for regular Star Wars stuff.
right, yeah, this show is very strange. But I mean, I get, it's they're little bears, so there's a children's appeal if you're probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I'm
which
not knocking anyone's love for this show. I'm just saying I don't understand it, mostly because I don't have nostalgia for it. And also
yeah,
because I think Hey Arnold is way better than any show that came out any cartoon show that came out in the 80s or whatever.
as a man in his mid 30s, this solidly does not hit any of the checkpoints for what I want out of a television program at this stage of my life. So yeah, it's like the Ewok show is I would say I'm not the target audience for. Somewhat unsurprisingly, perhaps, but it did run for 2 seasons, lasted 26 episodes
Wow.
or 35 segments, as is listed on here. But yeah, it had a little life. This was, for a little while there in the mid 80s. This was the Star Wars content that children were clamoring for, and just think of all the podcasts that were being recorded weekly,
Yeah.
reacting to those Ewok episodes when they were coming out.
Definitely. Now, BC, I want to talk about this before we get into the book. The
Yeah.
Ewoks speak English.
Indeed, they do.
Except for occasionally, they'll speak a little Ewokian or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Now, I my whole life have been saying Ichiwama, which is just like a thing that I say from Return of the Jedi. It's kind of like an oh no, or like a apparently it's Ichiwawa. This was shocking to me.
It must be quite the eye opener.
I really like it. Really hurt me because I say it too frequently, and nobody knows what it is except for me, and it's kind of like saying I like nobody notices or cares. But I'm thinking back to Return of the Jedi, and I'm like, did he really say? Because the it's said as Ichiwama, so could it be Ichiwawa? I don't think so. I don't know, but it's really created a crisis for me, PC.
Well, it's the fine details that are being lost in the Ewok adventure that we really should be mourning here. Like Hishiwawa.
we do get at one point, I think it's Widget is the character. No, it's the gray brother Ewok speaks.
I've got
his
Willie
native-
and Weechi.
Okay, Willie speaks Ewokian for a while. Anyway, I guess we should get into the plot of this thing. It's a weird cartoon show. And then you got the book, which I'm hoping fills out some of the details here. The general idea is that Wicket and Ouija and Willie's father is sick and dying, so they go to Low Gray, not Law Gray. Another like slap in my face of like, I thought it was Law Gray.
This is Law Gray, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
They call him Low Gray.
No, his name's Law Gray, and it always will be. I think the Ewoks got some things wrong, and it's okay for us to note that. No, I hope you don't mind. I did put together a thorough rundown of my my book report for this.
Let's hear it,
so
BC.
I want to present this to the class as one would as giving a book report. So here I go. I'm going to launch into this. This is and it's beat for beat the episode of the television show. So don't be surprised that there's not a whole lot more information here. While out berry picking one day on the forest moon of Endor, Deej, Wicket's father, is poisoned while trying to save Wicket from being carried away by a pile of ants, who notably have 8 legs in the Star Wars universe. After taking Deej back to their hut, Wicket's older brothers Weechie and Willie tell Wicket not to try to help. He's already caused enough damage. Classic older brother meanness going on here. Law Gray, the shaman of the Ewoks, tells them that there is a cure for what ails Deej. They will need the tail feather of a giant lantern bird, a frosh egg, and a star-shaped quill from one of the Dandelion Warriors. Wicket volunteers to gather them all. He's feeling doubt. He's feeling shame. He's feeling real guilt for what he's done to his father. But his brother's like, no, you're not going to help, Wicket. You've already done enough damage. And Law Gray's like, gentlemen, separate. Your father's about to die. We get into some heavy death material in this.
This is a little deeper than the cartoon show, BC.
He flips over the sands of time, which are going to indicate the death knell of Deej. So when the last sand drops, he's timed this with his shaman powers perfectly to tune up with the death of Deej.
Useful power, yeah.
Amazingly powerful shaman. So at least that's what we're led to believe, because he's just got an hourglass. He's like, when this is done, he's dead. So go get that stuff. And they're like, all right, you know what? We'll work together and split up. We'll each go to retrieve the tail feather, the frosh egg, and the star-shaped quill. And so out they go on their adventures to retrieve those 3 items that will create the concoction that is the cure for what has poisoned their father. Willie goes after the tail feather. Weechie goes to retrieve the egg, and Wicket, of course, is going to go for the star-shaped quill from the Dandelion Warriors. Now, I want to pause right here and just note, the Dandelion Warriors, while featured prominently in the title of this book, play very little role compared to any other thing in both the book and the episode of television.
Yeah, I would say they're the highlight as far as their wild creature design, and they're terrifying for a children's show. But to Save Deej, the title of the TV show, makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean, the design of them is, I mean, if you're listening to the podcast, go check out YouTube. But the design of them is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, they have very sharp mouths and red eyes, and they throw quills out of the top of their head in an attempt to murder things. They're humanoids. They're tall.
Yeah, they're big creatures. I would say taller than your average Ewok. Yeah. But the fact that they're like, this is the Dandelion Warriors in the book, I'm like, hey, you just call it to Save Deej. It's the same thing. You're literally just copy and pasting.
But I mean, come on, you're 4. You're at the book fair or the library, wherever. What are you gonna get? To Save Deej or the Dandelion Warriors?
You're obviously gonna go for the Dandelion Warriors. I'm sure that Random had a lot of input on the titling of this. They're like, no, to Save Deej. And no one knows what you're talking about, Lucasfilm. Put those little Dandelion Warriors on there. We'll sell 1 million copies of this book tomorrow. And so that's what they did. And so off they go, encountering various trials and tribulations along the way, which are featured in the episode to save Deej in terms of getting the eggs. Who is it? Willie? No, Weechie. Weechie takes a floaty potion that Logray has
Yeah,
concocted, and he
it's
floats on
directly
up.
from the chocolate factory or whatever.
It
There,
is
Willy Wonka.
100% the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory thing.
He drinks a
Where he,
potion he shouldn't. Now he can fly
yeah,
or
yeah.
float.
So I'm sorry. Willie is after going after the tail feather, so he's got to take that potion to go up to get the tail feather, which is high in a nest because he's not so good at climbing. Weechie is going after the frosh eggs, and he encounters a bunch of like scary
But keep their distance. But they're still supposed to be threatening.
very threatening. So threatening that he takes a dive off of a waterfall, catches a little twig, that snaps. He's hanging on to another branch. We leave him hanging there for a little bit. Then we go back to Wicket, who finds Guppin, who is an elf-like gnome strapped to a tree, being used as target practice by the Dandelion Warriors. They sort of have a negotiation of who's going to be the bait for the Dandelion Warriors to shoot their quills at. Eventually, Guppin, bravely goes out to be the recipient of those shots. Takes a bunch of shots until one of those coveted star-shaped quills is shot, which is what Wicket needs.
And by shot, these quills, like the dandelion head of these creatures, they shake it forward and like porcupine quills come out, essentially.
I think it's like it's like knife throwing almost from your head. Like the knives are being generated from their heads. There's a whipping action that happens, and then multiple projectiles are fired from multiple Dandelion Warriors, and the star-shaped quill is a rarity among these quills that are flying out of their heads.
I want to see these guys in the Fallen Order sequel. Saw some crazy creatures on Kashyyyk. I want to go to the Forest Moon of Endor and fight some Dandelion Warriors.
I don't think enough of the Forest Moon of Endor has been explored, and honestly, the Ewok adventures can probably give us some good source material for some of those things.
Yeah.
We can bring some of this back into canon, I feel like, and I would nominate the Dandelion War certainly as one of the first things.
We'll start that campaign on Twitter. Hashtag Dandy My Lions. Bring back the Dandelion Warriors. That's all one hashtag.
That's one. Yeah. To be clear, everybody, when you are blasting that on Twitter, that is all one hashtag. That was Dandy My Lions. Bring back
the Dandelion Warriors.
Yes, hashtag Dandy My Lions. Bring back the Dandelion Warriors.
Thank you all. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate. Yeah, start blasting that on Twitter as soon as you can. Obviously, we will be doing that post episode immediately, so that hashtag should be trending honestly here any moment.
Yeah.
So we've all gathered our ingredients, right? So it's about time to go back to save Papa Deej.
And here comes my favorite part.
Oh boy. Yeah, so but the sands of time are slipping. They're a little far away. How are they going to get there? AB, how are they going to get there?
I don't know, BC. We really got to finish this episode. What are we going to do? How are we going to get them back?
Well, luckily, we have a magical elf-like creature who's with us, who tells us all, I want you to think of a large flying creature. A quote from the book. He tells them to think of a large flying creature. They do, and Guppin, our elf-like creature, transforms himself into a talking bird.
It looks more like a dragon in the cartoon to me. Yeah.
Yeah, described in text as a giant bird.
Okay.
Literally a giant bird. He's a beautiful plumage. But he's like, get on, Ewoks. I'll take you back. And Deus Machina takes them right back to Deej. Logray whips up the serum with the tail feather, the egg, and the quill. And bada bing, bada boom, Deej is recovered. Nice. Thus ending Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors an Ewok adventure.
Well, BC, the spinning wheel of content has selected some bangers for us. I think this might be the least impressive selection from the wheel this far.
It's it's not good. It, it's not, and in terms of what it is, it's not entertaining or really creative in any way.
Yeah.
Uh, we pulled a book based on an episode of TV that is in and of itself not very good,
Yeah.
which is fine. But I want to go into a couple things specifically with the book. Now, written in 1985, I feel like children's books have maybe come a long way since then,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was struck. One, the artwork. Shout out to Deborah Colvin Borgo, a fantastic artwork. Here, I'll show you YouTubers some of that.
Yeah.
But what's striking to me is the text on this is like a 10-point font,
Yeah.
and this is aimed at no one older than the age of 5 or 6, based on the handwriting from the previous owner, Jim.
That's a beautiful inscription inside the cover there of Jim.
Great signature by Jim. Yeah, it's got to be 5, 6, 7 max. But the text of this is all like 10-point font, and it's all bunched up together, and it's a shockingly long read. Like I've have nieces. I've read children's book to them. I slogged through this thing. Would be like, a child would not sit down and listen to me read this book to them for 20 minutes. It takes forever and is generally pretty bad. Couple things that I did note. So like things like this: Wicket threw a berry at Nisa and it splattered gooily. Just great writing.
Gooily. How do you
Gooily.
Gooily?
Gooily. Let's see. There was the one that was about the shame early. Like it's just not written for a child.
Yeah.
Um, like the language that is used. Deej was still babbling when the children carried him back to the village and up the winding staircase to his tree hut. Just the general sense of it is not very childlike. Like
I
this particular it's so hard to show, but like look how much text
Yeah, that's
is
a
on just
lot.
these 2 pages.
That's a lot. And honestly, your summary is about all you need, along with the pictures. Like
The summary, good pictures, done. But no, Larry Weinberg was like, you know what? I really got to show off my skills as a writer here in Wicket, Dandelion Warriors. I'm gonna need at least 5,000 words for this. But like, it would be interesting to know the actual word count on this, because it's probably 15 times more than it needs to be. That being said, I thought it was interesting that the previous owner's name was Jim, because I don't think that's a kid's name. Now, it's a kid's spelling, but you would think it would be James or Jimmy. I don't know many 5-year-olds who go by Jim.
yeah.
I was thinking about this, like, hi, my name's Jim. What? No,
It's
your
been a
name-
while since I've known a Jim at all. I think that's one of those names that's fallen out of fashion, BC.
A lot of Jameses.
Yeah.
You hear a good James running around every once in a while. Of course, and Jim, short for James somehow. Jimmy, the kid-friendly version.
Uh-huh.
But very few children. Hi, I'm Jim. Like, all right, Jim, settle down. It just struck me that a book that seems like was written for a Jim instead of a James or a Jimmy is what I received.
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a pretty sophisticated child to get through all that text, BC. I remember my friend Tommy started going by Thomas when he was 8, and, he had graduated to Thomas at age 8.
Yeah, he grew
So maybe
goatee, started smoking cigars,
Maybe that's what happened with their boy Jim here. He read this book and was like, I'm a man now.
You know what? I'm a man. Once I was Jimmy. Now that I've read Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors, I'm Jim.
I'm worried, BC, we've already offended a swath of our massive listenership by, not enjoying this, but it's almost as if, forgive me out there, y'all, it's almost like this Ewok show might have been a bit of a cash grab more than a passion project. What do you think?
It's no, like I have obviously apology to all of our boomer listeners who are big Ewok cartoon fans. It's not good. I don't care what you say. At least based on one episode. If there is a good episode, maybe the Wheel of Fate will decide for us when that time comes. But I have no desire to go back and watch an Ewok adventure or pick up another novelization of one of the episodes.
No more. Maybe I'll even go through and remove novelizations of TV episodes from our list of content. But I would be much more excited to watch a random droids episode than another Ewoks episode. You know, I don't dislike Ewoks, but I don't really want to live in their world. Those Ewok movies are really bad and a trip.
I mean, it's like this actual episode is almost incoherent. Do you know, like, in terms of the storytelling, like, it's yes, the plot beats are there, but it's like a lot of it doesn't make any sense because it's at the end they're like, Wicket, you're a hero, but it's all about how like they had to work together to do it, and they went out of their way to point out that he caused the problem. At the end they're like, no, Wicket, you're the hero. It's like, how did we get there? You did this together. Like they go out of their way to be like, this victory belongs to Wicket. It's like,
it should be like, no, we're a family.
Let's not forget Weechie and Willie.
The magic creature we just discovered.
Yeah. Guppin or Goopin. I don't know. I'm gonna pronounce it Guppin.
Yeah, I like Guppin better
because it's a little more fun that way. Yeah, but it's like, hey, we don't know how to end this episode. What if we make that elf turn into a bird? You know, like it's just like in a writer's room. You're just like, yeah, Deus Machina, baby. Just turn the elf into a bird. Fly him back.
No,
give him another adventure.
I'm gonna go ahead and wager there was not a writer's room for the show.
It was a writer.
There was a writer in his office, his or her office, in their office.
There was someone in their office at Lucasfilm who's like, finally, my chance to write. And it seemed like maybe they didn't have a whole lot of practice doing that. I don't know. We're not going to dive too much into the television shows because today we're here to talk about the book based on the TV show.
That's right.
And really, there's not a whole lot more information about Larry Weinberg or Deborah Colvin Borgo, other than to say the Wheel of Fate does not seem to have killed either one of them. So that's good. We've broken our curse of our Wheel of Fate killing people, which I'm very pleased with because that freaked me out. But yeah, not good. Apologies to Ewok heads, but no, it's definitely seems like a cash grab, and can definitely understand why this would taint people's experience with Ewoks in Return of the Jedi. Whereas if I remove this from my head and just go back to when I watched Return of the Jedi as a kid, I was like, yeah, Ewoks are pretty cool. I'm fine with it. But then if you watch this show, you're like, I kind of hate these things. I kind of don't like this at all.
Yeah, I don't consider this to be good quality children's entertainment. But something that is quality entertainment, perhaps, BC. I found a video game of this. It is named after the book. And it's all like I can't remember if the comments on the YouTube video were all in French or in German or something. I tried to search the developer or what it was published for. I don't really know anything about it, except there is like an Atari era Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors game out there that someone made.
One of the original attempts to spin off a franchise came from Season 1, Episode 4 of Ewoks to Save Deej in the form of Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors book, and apparently the video game, all part of an upward synergistic plan to have Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors take over the Star Wars universe. Unfortunately, that did not come to fruition.
Didn't come to pass.
However, if you use the hashtag Dandy My Lions, bring back the Dandelion Warriors,
it could happen.
it might happen still.
Okay, so this game is all the comments are in Spanish, and
Amazing.
there are a lot of comments on this video for a video with only 1,000 views. So people must have played this at some point.
But presumably in a Spanish-speaking country.
Yeah, yeah. And there's, I guess it's an old computer game of some kind. 1987, licensed by Lucasfilm. So this is years after the episode has aired.
2 years after the book is published.
Man, Star Wars is a wild thing.
And especially, let's wax nostalgic about this. It is a very romantic era of Star Wars before we have Star Wars everywhere all the time, where little passion projects like this weird video game can be made. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
that's about as nostalgic as I can get about it. I apologize. I thought I'd have more, but no, it's not there. It generally just kind of is bad content, and I can't apologize for it enough.
Well, BC, I think that's all we got in the tank for Wicket and the Dandelion Warriors. But should we spin the wheel again and see if it's got something good coming our way?
Yeah, absolutely. A quick clarification. Now, I know last week we have another adventure journal. Which one is it? Because we've got the. It seemed like it was almost a combination of two titles.
Well, it's one title that exists and one that doesn't. So the title that we spun on the wheel is slightly different from the actual title. But when you search that title in Google, we can figure this out offline.
No, let's have everyone come into our production meeting. Let's talk about it. Okay. So let's see what's happening. Not next week, but the week following.
Yeah. I'm spinning.
What treasure are we going to be hunting down to talk about?
If it seems like it's something boring as dirt, we'll find something else. Legacy of the Force: Betrayal by Aaron Alston, which may be a novel. I recognize the name Aaron Alston.
This was Betrayal.
Yep, it is. Okay, this is a fairly recent book. I believe I can get this on audio and listen to it. The cover appears to be a young Boba Fett with a lightsaber, though that is certainly not the case. So BC, I will volunteer to do the book report on this one. If you don't want to join me in that quest,
I'll do the internet research. And
awesome.
Read some summaries and reviews, perhaps. This is. Let me just get a quick look at this. Who are we dealing with? A dark enemy stalks Luke Skywalker and the Jedi. A devastating war threatens the galaxy. A dangerous destiny summons Jason Solo.
Ooh, it is Legacy of the Force Book 1. So how about that? Oh, I'm excited. That should be interesting.
Nice.
Determined to root out those behind the mayhem, Jason follows a trail of cryptic clues to a rendezvous with the most shocking of revelations. Meanwhile, Luke grapples with something even more troubling. Dream visions of a shadowy figure whose force power and ruthlessness remind him of Darth Vader.
Wah, wah, wah. Ever heard of him?
If Luke's visions come to pass, they will bring untold pain to the Jedi Master, ... and to the galaxy. Wow, so we're going to deal with a dead Legacy Solo. And yeah, that'll be dope.
Circa 40 ABY.
Well, I am excited about that. Well, it'll be an older Luke. Older Luke.
Yeah, ABY, so he's what? Is he 18 at 0 ABY?
That's what I always assume.
Okay, so he's approaching 60 in this. Cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Okay, Alston did a lot of the X-Wing series. That makes sense. I also read one of the new Jedi Order books he wrote as when I was younger, the one where Chewbacca dies. His wife, here's a little quick. His wife, Mara Jade Skywalker, had more personal items and equipment, of course. Of course.
Of course.
Of course, Mara Jade, the wife Jedi,
l-
has a bunch
ladies
of
be
lady
shopping.
stuff.
Ladies be shopping with their accessories.
At least, okay. Well, it's disguised as weapons, communication gear, falsified documents. A former spy, she had never given up the trappings of that trade. But those items weren't here. Luke wasn't sure where she kept them. She didn't bother him with such details.
Didn't bother the reader either. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, this will be a treat for week after next. Next week we have another adventure, an adventure journal short story coming your way. And BC, over on the YouTube channel this weekend live, we're gonna be opening some Star Wars cards.
Yeah, and crying about how much money we spent on them, probably.
Yeah, we'll be opening boxes of 2022 Mandalorian Chrome. It doesn't say Beskar anywhere on the box, so I'm gonna stop calling it Beskar. It's
the Beskar edition. It's like, why are we doing that?
yeah, it doesn't say that anywhere on the actual package. So
no, you're right. It just says Topps Chrome
Mandalorian.
Star Wars Mandalorian Topps Chrome.
One autograph guaranteed, and boy oh boy, hot autos as usual coming out of these Star Wars products. Topps has printed this like mad. I think it's still available on their website direct, which means there are millions of these boxes. I honestly think that's one of the better autos you could have pulled, BC.
Chris Bartlett as Ferryman.
Nice image. Nice signature. I'm just saying, I'll take it over Mando's dad, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm either flip a coin.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah.
I'd much rather have an alien always than like someone's face that I don't recognize.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's so yeah, spoiler, I opened a box, it was painful.
There's only one parallel per entire box of cards.
That was mine.
You got a blue one.
I got the blue, which is the blue borders look cool on these, but I don't care. It's a rehashed product that has a nice chrome finish. There's some stuff to like about it, but largely I think they could have just made these chrome blasters and charged us $40 and given us 60 cards and no autographs, and would have just been just fine. But no, we got screwed with our pants on this one. So yeah, we'll open a box. Maybe, fingers crossed, we'll hit that Pedro Pascal Superfractor auto, and we won't have to worry about anything.
The Superfractors are so damn rare. I don't know that I've seen a single one yet.
I saw one. It's not an autograph, but I saw one Superfractor on eBay that was listed for, hold on to your shorts, $7,000.
Oh yeah, cool. Sure, someone will pay that.
Yeah.
So maybe not the most collectible product in the world.
Save your money. Go buy whatever you want instead of a box of this. Yeah, you'll feel better about it.
But I'm still looking forward to opening.
Come on! I'm a junkie. Of course, I'm gonna open.
And I mean, we're adding a box to the cargo hold, so that's exciting. We got a box of Finest in there now. We got a box of this in there. I am more excited about the paper Boba Fett cards coming out than I am about this at this point.
I think the route that I'm gonna go, because you ordered a hobby box, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've got at least one coming.
Yeah, I think so.
Steel City still has the pre-orders for the blasters, which they're gonna print this thing to oblivion.
Yeah, absolutely.
For like $22. I'm like, why don't I just order 3 blasters of this stuff?
Yeah,
save myself half the cost and don't worry about getting junky auto, and just get some Book of Boba cards, you know?
Yeah. That's what I would recommend as well. But yeah, I guess that's all the business, BC. Thanks for listening to this weird episode of the podcast, y'all.
We are the Ewoks. We're the spirits of the forest moon.
And by the way, our last 2 episodes, we had a problem with the video. Everything's going haywire. I got to reformat my computer. So, check those out on our website. Eventually, I'll get them on the YouTube, but they won't have any videos, so people won't click on them and stay on them because that's how YouTube works. But we really appreciate it if you're out there listening to our content in any form. And we'll be back next week in the cargo bay. But until then, I guess bye forever. You got anything else, BC?
Nope. Go snook yourself, you cargo babies.
Oh, bye-bye.